There's the Lapu Lapu, which we expected. So this last pick is going to be the mid. We're opting for
200% win rate heroes.
Ooh.
I like that so far they've been drafting normally.
Yeah,
I think they have to though, man. Like again, given the situation here, right? Yes, it is a best of 3.
Yeah.
Again, that's in consideration. There's the Moscow. So this is kind of what we expected, at least here in game 1. And you know, honestly, on both sides, they have pretty good compositions. More of a
So from this point forward, it's all or nothing. Welcome to the Land of Dawn.
Here we go, folks. Elimination match. High stakes here in this matchup. Let's take a look at the emblems. So far, pretty normal. Nothing too crazy on the right. Yeah, everyone just going for the standard here in this game. Also should be the fighter emblem for the Claude. We've seen how broken that is, but Lung is actually doing quite a bit of damage there over to Amzik. Both regens popped in very early.
Yeah, that's complete comfort though. Again, like I said, you know, especially for Long to play this Moscow, but against such a winning hero right now. Val's actually gonna burn the flicker already. DFYG going for the first blood, and they'll get it. Vel gets it on the Yu Zhong here.
That's something you would usually do on the Cho. Now on the Grok, way more difficult to do.
No, honestly, you can do it on the Grok, but the way that you do it is you show your face, you slow down the jungle just a little bit, and then you just retreat. And you don't retreat towards the side lane, especially when the side lane is losing. You usually rotate towards the mid because there's a higher chance your jungler can back you up as well.
That's the thing though, right? In the mid lane as well, there was just no prio. So the timing, the decision was just off. DIAN FENG YAO GUAI, taking a look at the emblems. Master Assassin for Lung, and it's actually the Festival of Blood for Amzik. We've seen a good mix of Master Assassin and Festival of Blood for Claude. It really depends on the matchup, and in this matchup particularly, Amzik feels like it's going to be really tough to outtrade a Moskov. So he goes for Festival of Blood, will just regen and play the weak side of the map. Although, Lung has a very good freeze up top right now.
Yeah, I really feel like their idea is to hold on balance.
So low again. Whoa, nice response though. Super Ken getting checked actually, so he goes back. Valen's looked a little dicey there for a second. U1, 2, could be in trouble. Gary goes in with a Phantom Execution, gets the flicker out from U1, so Gary dealing with Zed. Oh, U1, where's he gonna go? He's trying to escape. It looks like he'll actually be able to in between the turrets.
Well, hey, it works. Don't knock it if it works, I guess. Down below.
Oh no, here we go. This is the setup. Super Ken still at half health though. Day 3 in trouble. Shadow Kill gonna be used. He has the backup. Super Ken gone. Vel gonna be next. What a turn of events for CG. They're going for Zed as well to get a 3rd kill. It's a triple for Chiku.
Yeah, honestly, that's amazing. Good timing, and this is why we wanted more of a playmaker for year 3, able to get good trades, and then good rotation coming in from Chiku. Now, DIAN FENG YAO GUAI, I don't think they can really contest this. Right? Yeah, probably
shouldn't.
But either ways, U1 has to be careful, man. Like, that kind of positioning on that Valentina, you should not be doing that. You cannot give more kills to CG, like, without them trying.
Yeah, mid prio again now has gone over to CG Esports. I would say very, very sloppy as well from Super Ken there. Goes for the quad shadow, but delays the quad shadow. I understand what he was trying to do, but in this position, it's either you go in full or you back away. Because if you delay the quad shadow and you go shadow kill earlier, you saw he was just stuck there.
Yeah,
the quad shadow was down right as the shadow kill came out.
Not only that, but also the consideration that after the patch, right, it's a little bit shorter distance with that quad shadow, and it's just, it doesn't feel as good, especially if you get trapped and the timing's off there. So definitely want to readjust, because with all that happening, speaking of that triple kill that goes in the hands of a Lunox for Chico, who, you know, you get scaled up quicker. That is just so much better. There's not that many tanky heroes at all from DFYG, so that burst from Chico alone is actually going to be a threat.
Now, honestly, like, those 3 kills, giving a very early glowing wand for Chico here is big. And we got to say big where. It's big on Vel especially. And Vel needs to do good around those turtles. So at this point, CG should win all neutral objectives, just because that Yuzling is going to have a hard time actually staying alive in the front.
Yeah, that's why we were thinking of the Lunox pickup for DIAN FENG YAO GUAI. I guess Yi1's just very uncomfortable on that pick after yesterday.
Yeah.
And now Vel gets the 100 strike, but that's a very quick War Axe by Gary. 2 levels ahead of Super Ken, by the way. This is a big problem for DIAN FENG YAO GUAI.
Yeah, and here's the thing, DIAN FENG YAO GUAI, they look headless right now. They don't know what to do. All those rotations are kind of like hoping for something to be there. But every single time they arrive at a destination, they're like, Wait, why are we here again?
Yeah, definitely. Again, you guys can let us know who will win this retreat battle. Is it going to be Gary or Super Ken? Vote in the chat. It's probably going to come down to this fight again for the turtle. Positioning and just this delay here from CG. Black Dragon form going to be used. There's the kick too. All for Ye3. He's going to be fine though. Oh, he still survives. They go for the setup anyway. Meanwhile, Turtle secured, a kill secured, and more. All for CG. 5-0 now for Chiku.
Oh, and Yuan is there. Looks like will not be caught by Valence, and this is the big problem. Oh, at least Bell gets you 3. But again, the big problem is the fact that Chiku is actually too far ahead. Because in terms of the goal difference, I believe that it's mostly on him. 1,200 difference. A difference when your team has a glowing one and opponent doesn't.
Yep. 5-0, doing so much damage, providing the proper amounts of utility. Oh, Zed.
Valence, he's just trying to cause some havoc here, trying to buy enough time to. Tanky enough, but gets away with the flicker.
Oh.
Will still survive. Oh man, that's tough for DFYG.
Yeah, and even the orange buff gets taken away by Gary. Nothing going in the way that DIAN FENG YAO GUAI wanted to go. This is a horrible start for Super Ken. 3 levels down now. Not on the orange buff, not a single kill on a Hayabusa that now needs to snowball. CG, I just want to say, LaFell, I never want to see Ye3 on a non-playmaking pick ever again.
No, same. Any kind of pick that makes him feel very egoistic, that's the kind of play that he should have.
Yep.
And sorry to say, but this is very much mid-diff here.
Oh, they're going to jump in. Super Ken just trying to clear that out safely under this turret. But yeah, this Ye3 on this Lapu Lapu. And so far, Lapu Lapu is going to be, oh, Chiku popped the brilliance.
He's dead?
He's going to be chased down. Yeah, actually, he's going to be able to set him up with the Petrify. Vel will get the shutdown. Super Ken might be able to go ahead and join this fight with Yi1, but they'll force Gary and Valens back. That's still a big kill for DFYG, at least for now.
Yeah, that's a big shutdown there given over. The fact that the turtle is going to be up in 15 means that they will be able to utilize that gold a bit more. Vel also got a solo kill, so it really is Vel right now who's a big threat for CG Esports. They got to be very careful in the back line not to give these stacks over to Vel. Zed!
Nice kick, Carry. Is he going to be able to get away from this? He has the mobility. He's fine on the Lancelot. Again, the Cho struggling to set things up here, and with this last turtle just going to go over to CG. Valens might just continue to try to delay Super Ken in the jungle.
Yeah, and the big problem here is that the fact that Amzik has not been disrupted at all. Like, CG is looking very scary now. Once Amzik, honestly at this point, even gets 2 items, it might be too much for DIAN FENG YAO GUAI.
It's really, really tough. Now Vel walled off Fury's time.
Yep, tech charge it. Vel gets just closed in with the wall, that rampart. So Vel being one of the forefronts of this lineup right now, just getting taken out. The gold lead continues to build.
Yeah, Mirko, look at the jungle goal difference here. What does DIAN FENG YAO GUAI have to do?
They just got to fight, I guess.
Oh, Zed wants to go for the fight. The kick is through. Amzik going to be fine on the defense, but Zed all left alone, going to get chased down, collapsed on, and gone. We continue to see the Cho struggle.
Yeah. What do they need to do? They just need to go for fights at this point. The lead has actually gone a bit too crazy here, out of control. And DIAN FENG YAO GUAI, it's either they play it safe, farm up, which isn't really what the composition needs to do, or they look for fights where they're at a disadvantage. So it's a lose-lose until CG make a mistake. That's what DIAN FENG YAO GUAI are hoping for.
My biggest worry is that if DIAN FENG YAO GUAI catches a mistake, do they have enough damage?
No. Clearly not. I think Ye3 a couple of times has gone in, overcommitted a couple of times as well, but they just had no damage to punish. And again, it's also Valence. They try to chunk Valence down, they're unable to do so. And as long as it is just Valence in Ye3, no damage. If it is Chico or Amzik, then yes, there will be enough damage to take him down.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the biggest problem for DIAN FENG YAO GUAI, which makes it a bit awkward for Zed as well as Vel. It's not that they don't want to go in, but
They can't.
they kind of feel like if they do, they might set themselves up for failure.
Well, that's already what's happened to Zed a few times. Looks like he might try to do it again. Pops conceals. They're going to go for Valens, even using the flicker. Tech charges on the defense. They're going to chase him. The Petrify. Super Ken on the chase. They're dealing with it, but Yi1 caught on the backside. Now Super Ken in trouble as well. The shadow kill won't save him as a double comes through for the A3.
A bit of a desperation move there, especially kicking Valens. And like you said, not enough damage, and they were punished.
I have no idea why they just keep going on Valens, right? Like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. And DIAN FENG YAO GUAI are actually just insane there, right? They just keep on going for the same play over and over again, thinking it'll work this time around. Vel trying to defend mid. There's no way he does that.
Maybe they just don't like Valens. Maybe they don't like his face.
Yeah, they took away his Cho, and now they try to kill him, but Valens is like, dude, I'm not on Cho this time. You can't do that.
I have a tech charge. I'm on Grok.
I love Grok. You can't spell Grok without OK.
Or Rock.
Yeah.
You guys covered it.
Yeah.
Okay. 3,000 gold.
There's no
lead.
lose in Grok.
There is not. There's no lose in Year 3. But there is a lose on Lapu Lapu. Not when he's on the hands of Year 3, though. Holy shield in mid. Oh, down. They're managing the waves really, really well. They're actually going to be slow pushing the side waves, pushing in mid. They are looking to go for a base turret with the First Lord. And honestly, they can. Gary is 4 levels ahead on the Lancelot. He can just go all the way.
Sorry, at this point, DIAN FENG YAO GUAI has not done anything, man.
No.
I've not seen an attempt. Well, when they do, it ended pretty bad.
The attempt are the conceals that you hear. That's about it. There's a kick. Zed's just going to kick Gate 3. They want to deal with this. Vel is gone, deleted, dusted, and gone again. Double kill. Yi1 going to be in trouble trying to get away as Gate 3 chasing down. They still have the Lord. Even with Chiku gone, CG might want to end it here. They have enough damage. There it is. Amzik finally being able to shine, and Gary will clean up the kills as they go for one more. A shadow kill to delay it, and that will be game of 1 going over to CG Esports. G. That's really good.
Well, Yushin Shin as well as Esmeralda picked up. I'm really liking DIAN FENG YAO GUAI's draft here.
Yeah, same. CG, I don't know about the Uranus as well now. The Yisun Shin, Farsight, and Claude should be able to tear through
That's why
that
be a
Uranus.
Valentina.
I really think it should be Lunox, man.
Lunox?
Yeah, if it's Valen, who the heck's going to deal with Mr. Esme? Mrs. Esme.
Miss Esme, I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
I don't know. Kadita would also might be okay.
Against the Farsight, yeah. But it's expanding
No,
river.
like you have to trust your Joe, right? Get a kick. You swim.
in normal
like-
situations, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I was going
But
to
after
say,
yesterday, I don't know how strong that trust is, man.
I feel like the whole world that's watching pretty much kind of chuckled at that one, especially the fact that 33% win rate right now.
Yeah.
There it is, Lunox.
Agent M, Agent N. Yes. We keep talking about trust during the shoot. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Can DIAN FENG YAO GUAI win this one to extend the series?
DIAN FENG YAO GUAI are on the brink of elimination here. Match point. Welcome to the land of Dawn. Super Ken back on a Yisun Shin. Oh! Okay. Vengeance Esmeralda. That's why they were so brave, despite having the Lunox open on the other side.
Very rare, by the way.
Very, very rare. And you will be locked down, by the way.
I know why.
Why?
Wait, you don't know why, or you
no,
do know why?
I know why.
Why?
He doesn't go for the Purify because he trusts that Valens.
Oh
Will help.
my.
Like,
Yeah.
that's me thinking meta.
Yeah.
Like he telling his coach, do I need Purify? And then the coach is like, do you think you need Purify?
From what happened yesterday, makes sense, right? But you are going to be way more vulnerable to getting kicked. So that's a give and take. I guess that's the give and take that DIAN FENG YAO GUAI are comfortable with. Let's take a look at the emblems though. This time it's Master Assassin. See, for Long, he thinks he's going to be able to win out the lane against the Harren, which is a very, very good call. Tenacity on the Esmeralda. Nothing too crazy on the other side though, yeah? Yeah, just a classic Tenacity Vitality. A bit of thrill there for Valen so that he has more base damage to play with.
Yeah, quick arcane boots coming in from both E1 as well as Chiku. So, but this time I don't think Chiku should be getting that many kills because it's quite tanky and Zed does have that Revitalize.
Yeah.
So if somehow Chiku gets a lot of kills, that's really their fault.
I mean, even in the last game, I was just surprised that he got that triple so early on, and that's just kind of what paved the way, you know, to that scaling and that MVP performance that he had. But in this case, I think for CG Esports, it's more so it's going to be a little bit slower paced, unless depending how that first turtle goes too, because on both sides you have great level 4 power spikes in terms of like the ultimates that are available to them.
Okay, level 4 already for Yi1. Esmeralda as well there. There should be a free turtle. There should be no chance unless Gary steals it away. Let's see.
I don't know if Gary can get there in time. He's already used. Oh, he does! Goes in with Retribution out from Super Ken as Chiku picks up a kill. They're going to be going for more a kick, not in the direction, but it doesn't matter. Valens lives despite under the turret. They pick up 2 plus a turtle. Gary wants to take more. He's going to go ahead and grab himself a purple buff from DFYG.
Don't worry, LaFell. I saw that reaction. It worked out. It worked out.
No, I was sneezing, so I looked away.
Right.
He survived too.
It worked out. It worked out. Hey, see, oh.
Maybe we should chill. Talk about working out. We worked out in the morning.
Oh.
Oh no. Okay, Gary's
Man.
fine.
Gary's already again doing this to Super Cam, and the gap is going to be crazy here as Gary has stolen away the purple buff, has stolen away a green cap. Super Cam can't do anything right now but go for Lethal Wanderer. He's going to be at least 2 levels down by the time Gary, or sorry, 1 level down by the time Gary clears up orange.
Yeah, so honestly at this point, CG, that was a good way to steal away that turtle. But right now I kind of want to see a bit more systematic coming in from them. Because I feel like their mid trio is pretty good at starting things.
They want to start this one up here in that gold lane. Amzik trying to get away. A jump defensively by Zed. And Valence doesn't have the flicker, so he can't really continue on there. So nothing happens.
Thank goodness.
No good cancel there from Long. Let's take a look at the items here. Super Cam is able to steal away a green cap, so that levels things a bit more. But yeah, Gary is so consistently farming out. 200 gold lead for the jungle. It's still manageable, really, for DIAN FENG YAO GUAI. It's not the crazy lead that we saw with 3 kills on Chiku. But still, it's not what you would expect with this composition. You would expect a free neutral objective contest earlier.
Yeah, no, at CG, I kind of feel like they're on a ticking time bomb because they're not using a draft that, personally, in my opinion, skills as well as DIAN FENG YAO GUAI. Especially, like, the only reason why they can go to the late game is probably just Chiku. But Chiku really has to be the one to take care of 2. Long and Super Ken, or E1 and Long, like, as long as they're able to get 2, I feel like CG will have enough damage for the rest.
Yeah. Fighting for the turtle here. Valence looking for a setup. Whoa, in the gold lane too. A little 1v1, but they already started up around the turtle. E1 gonna have to back off. That feathered airstrike won't hit anybody. No use there. A jump from Zed fell on the chase. Chiku will survive. They pull off the turtle, but after getting a kill, CG should have the green light for this one.
I think the observers understood the site.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's one of the few times that I would be like, yo, W observer for me to play, because thank goodness we didn't get a full view of E1 just completely ulting nothing.
Yeah. Like, honestly, a lot, right? That entire thing happened. I can't believe we looked away, we came back, and basically no one died.
And we were happy that we looked away.
Yeah, I was quite glad.
Too. I mean, part of that is just, you know, you were talking about the scaling earlier on here, LaFell, and I would say that if CG does end it quickly off of, you know, maybe some of the errors that we see from DFYG, you kind of get to avoid that power spike that's going to come from Lung here on the Claude, and I feel like, you know, that's what needs to happen with this lineup that DFYG has.
Yeah, not just Lung, but Super Ken as well. And I think that DIAN FENG YAO GUAI, they have a good draft to really protect their base.
Oh, this time again, feathered airstrike going to be used, and it just no hit at all. The turret's still going to stay up though, 1 HP on that mid.
Yeah, but probably not going to survive all that long. Valence does have the Way of the Dragon. I just want to see that.
Yeah.
He has it. You know, not saying he should use it,
He has it.
but he has it.
In some scenarios, he should use it, but he has it right now, is what LaFell's trying to tell y'all back at home, all right? But yeah, so far, even with the Vengeance, it seems like it is a big problem still. Valence, hey!
Oh, Valence. Okay,
He's good, he got the turret.
Yeah. He understands with all the martial art trains that he has done. You can punch a structure until it crumbles.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of the guy that trains 1,000 different punches.
But be afraid of the Grok, because they tried to do that the last game, and the Grok did not go down.
Yeah.
He's kind of a structure, isn't he?
Yeah,
Doesn't he have a
yeah.
castle on him or something?
Yeah.
Oh, they go on Valence.
Oh, Valence. Not sure if he's going to be able to... Okay, he does. Kundo, feather airstrike, not enough damage either. Didn't even have to burn the flicker.
I feel Valence did something to DIAN FENG YAO GUAI because they just love him, or technically they hate him. Both games now, it's just they target Valence.
I mean, like, love and hate, they're usually speaking in the same breath. Usually how a lot of fight starts.
Gary going to do the same thing here, where he just shows up, gets the retribution off. They're going to go for it, and that he does! Gary again, 3 for 3 on these turtles for CG, and I don't think they're going to force anything further, man. DFYG just struggling.
I like that the CG, they're basically just playing macro, not really forcing fights, understanding that DIAN FENG YAO GUAI is the one that has to get away.
There's the kick, fell, trying to bob and weave out and out of there. Thorn Rose doing quite a bit, but still, it's just CG taking what they want. A3 is going to be fine. He's on that Uranus. and they just continue playing that macro level.
We got to look at the items here to really see like what's the difference, especially when it comes to farm. Looking at here, it's really mid-diff again.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it lightly, man, but Yi1 is getting gapped so hard. It's not even funny. Like, the feather airstrikes have just been missing. Fel?
Oh, Fel, even with a vengeance, there's 3 members of CG here. He does try to get away, but Chico will go ahead and secure that kill. And now a feathered airstrike drops down this time. Super Ken to follow through, finally getting something for DFYG, but they're just losing across the map.
Yeah, so for CG, again, they're just really punishing DIAN FENG YAO GUAI. DIAN FENG YAO GUAI have tried to deal damage, but as long as these feather airstrikes don't land the way they should, it's going to be a struggle. And the fact that Yi1 is so far behind means that it's going to be easier and easier for CG to dive through and to stop Yi1 from getting feather airstrikes. Because usually on Farsa, you get one feather airstrike and then you run and it's already okay because you've done enough damage. In this case, you go feather airstrike and you miss it, then you run, you don't do any damage, and you've just gone away.
Okay, Mountain Striker being used, just clearing up this top side, keeping Gary under control here. They might try to make a play once again, and AOG going to be used, and Ye 3 will try to get out. He's taking quite a bit of damage, and he will still survive long enough. Now, Gary trying to disengage here with Valens trying to help him out. They're full force here. Finally, Loon getting a kill on the board, and now Valens on the run. DFYG will pick up a kill in perfect time. Lord's up, and now Amsic joined the fight, dropping down that Zaman Force, but Vel pops and he stays alive with a bit of shield, and Amsic's the one to get punished. This is a turnaround for DFYG.
Yeah, that was a whole lot of what just happened there, where CG, they overextended, and it looked like they didn't have enough damage, and even I'm not entirely sure why.
Oh, this is a time for them to go ahead and secure themselves the Lord. Valens jumps in. He's going to get caught all by himself now. They're just trying to delay the Lord. Gary, can he get here in time? He's so far away. Super Ken will secure the Lord. A jump. Chiku trying to survive, popping off the bolts here, but he had to flicker out.
So the scaling. DIAN FENG YAO GUAI have really good scaling, and technically they did scale, but also CG, Harith was bottom lane. A lot of times you'd be like, what is the Gore lane doing in the bottom lane if you're playing solo? But this ain't solo, man. They actually can communicate. They should know that Amsic was down below, yet they took the 4v5, and that's why you saw DIAN FENG YAO GUAI win it out. It was also a very awkward fight because CG, it looked like they already baited enough resources to back away with Ye 3 tanking up all the damage, but then they kept on going. That should have been a good sign to back off, right? Ye 3 was already low. He needs to at least sustain back up regen. He has the chance to Ice Pauldron now with Oracle, but the thing is, a few of those kills went too low on the Claude. A very broken pick currently. And you can see with the 3-item power spike now, he's going to start doing damage.
Oh, and a jump. Going to force Amsic back, and Lung jumps in with the Blazing Good. He does BMI on back to safety, but Amsic taken out, and now under the turret. CG on the run, trying to get away here. The stun comes through as Chiku falls, and Lord still up. DFYG quickly turning things back in their favor as they take out a tier 2. Mid lane's going to be pushed by Gary, though. He's going to go for his own tier 2 turret push. They deal with that. Gary tries to get something that looks like that tier 2 will fall. Feathered airstrike once again. Ye 3 flickers defensively. They want their base turret here. DFYG made the work, and they get that base turret.
Yeah, honestly, right now for CG, they're just a little bit all over the place. There's no real system. There's no real structure on what they're trying to do. There's no communication saying like who goes in first, last, and etc. They're playing based on instincts, right? What do you feel like? What do you want to do now? And what they want to do now is like, I want to limit test. Let's see if we can kill Vel. And then they couldn't kill Vel. They stick around a little bit too close, trying to bait them out, but then they just don't realize they're putting themselves in danger.
I just wonder what happened to the macro gameplay that we were seeing in the early game, right? CG were playing such a good game of MLBB. They had the leads. They got perfect turtle. They were building towards a bigger lead, but now they're the ones caught. AOG.
AOG going to be used. It's on Ye 3, so nothing to follow up off of that. And so you find back to it, and I think that's the question, is what happened to the macro level of gameplay we're seeing from CG. I think you just kind of have to settle back in and kind of recalibrate. Now that the Holy Crystal is in the hands of Amsic, you know, he's got his power spike too. Lung hit his earlier, about a minute or so ago, but Amsic's positioning too, you know, it's got to be very on point because there's so many ways to cut Amsic off on the disengage, just like we saw happen to Chiku.
Yeah, because honestly, whenever Amsic fights, it's kind of he's all alone. right? And I feel like Harv is more annoying when there's so many targets that you kind of lose track of Harv in the middle of a team fight. But if Harv is all alone, then you know how to catch that cat. And you know what happens when a cat gets caught?
What happens?
I don't know.
Oh, I was waiting for an answer there. But yes, the Harith, we did say that it was going to struggle already, right? Up against the Claude and the Farsa.
Oh, Valens goes in with a flicker, trying to get a kick. He's going to get AOG taunted with the Unbreakable, get zoning in. But meanwhile, Vel will fall. Good damage coming through from Amzik. And now Gary caught with the stun, and Lung jumps in with the blazing to it, but he's going to get kicked. And now Lung in trouble as he falls. The trade 3 for 2. And CG Esports, they'll go to start this Lord. Super Ken is still up with a retribution, though.
But that was the best kick I've seen from Valens so far.
Yes, sir. Free Lord because of it as well. The instant punish from CG. I don't know which one was like the one I should highlight. The botched initiation or the fact that DIAN FENG YAO GUAI lost that fight.
DIAN FENG YAO GUAI, definitely. Because I kind of feel like that...
Because it's... what?
Yeah, we're going to be looking at an instant
There you
replay
go.
here. Right? Let's break this down. It was a botch engage coming in from a CG, but then we got to look at the response here. They were all focused on Valens, and all the while, Amzik was all alone, able to deal damage. E1, a lot of damage onto Gary, got caught, got stunned up, and Lung, I understand why he had to make the move, because if he cleaned that up, they would have won.
Sure. And now they're knocking on doorsteps.
See what happens here. Lord's gonna go charge in. Mount Trucker already used too. The Lord's gonna actually be cleared out very quickly. Good clear. Gary will jump in. Oh, Phantom Execution. Lung has to flicker out. And now in the mid lane, Amzik trying to stay alive, but he's taking it down. Revitalize coming in clutch here from Zed. He'll take some damage. They're gonna run him down. I'm not sure if E1's going for an angle here too. Way on the sides. They want to force this fight. Knowing without Amzik, maybe they can take it. Gary trying to help Ye3 out. Ye3 concentrate there to heal back up. Gary now trying to get away. Lung jumps in. Blazing duet. The damage is there. They'll take out Valens and Ye3 next. Double for Super Ken.
That was honestly amazing coming in from DIAN FENG YAO GUAI, catching the mistake of CG Esports and Amzik on this pick, on this Harif. Actually, you know what? The entire of CG Esports. The bane of their draft right now is honestly that Gato Kacha. Every single time someone dies, they got taunted, right?
Yeah.
CG needs to stay calm and not get taunted. Don't put themselves in a situation where they're gonna get free hit by E1, because the entire game E1 had struggles with that. But the moment Zed was able to catch either Gary or Amzik, that's GG. It's over. Like at this point, Farsa really hurts. It really does feel like a meteorite to the face.
Yeah, it's... I don't know what to talk about sometimes in these fights, because it really just feels like in that fight as well, CG had the siege.
Yep.
It looked really good. They can back away after losing one, but they didn't just stay, right? So, right now they should just respect it. Amzik on the Harith, this is a very difficult game to pull off.
Yeah.
Gotta remember, the Esmeralda, the Farsa, and the Claude, all of those are counters. The fact that Long is gonna build out towards a winner crown is gonna be an even bigger problem later on for Amzik. So Amzik at this point needs to try to adapt in a way where he plays the Harith as an assassin. He comes in very late into the fight once those abilities have been
So you flicker forward, summon force, kill Yi1, and then die, and then let everyone else do their job.
No, like the proper assassin, not that kind of assassin where you die together with your opponent. You have to come in late. So when all the resources are there, you come in, you clean up. Kind of like a Benny Cutie playstyle where you come in very, very late. So yeah, good thing is for CG, they've managed to actually weather the storm to a point where now DIAN FENG YAO GUAI won't have the far lane advantage, right? The base turret that was taken was the one up top, so the Lord is spawning up top. Now CG have a way to deal with waves, and in the bottom lane, it's actually building for CG
Valens.
that slow push.
Well, let's see what Valens gonna get spotted out here. Brought so low already. I'm not sure if Valens is gonna be able to get away from this. Feathered Airstrike dropped down already. Zaman Force as well. So some crucial ultimates on both sides being used. This fight for this Lord, though, still gonna be slow and steady. And we'll see if this time Gary's been able to steal these objectives. We'll see if he goes for this one.
Yeah, that was pretty sad. Oh, hold on. The Lord is still there. Gary has been winning this retribution battle so far.
Is he gonna go for it? I think, yeah, okay. Goes for the reset. Got the call. Just back off. We need these ultimates.
Yeah, bottom lane, someone's gonna have to deal with that. Actually, it might be building back for DIAN FENG YAO GUAI towards CG Esports because the wave was actually super low. Let's see how that unfolds. Would love to see a camera down there to actually confirm what's happening in the bottom lane, because that will be the determining factor as to who wins out.
Oh, Holy Crystal as well for Chiku, so should be able to deal with Vel. But look at him behind. Chiku got hot.
There's the jump. AOG already used by Zed. Taking quite a bit of damage. Goes in with the Unbreakable. Goes a little bit too far. Pops the Revitalize. He's in trouble. Gary gets the Lord secured. Lung is gone. Zed is gone. And CG Esports will take down 3. They're going to be going for Vel as well. Yi1 so low. He's got to disengage and get back to base. Vel has enough shields and defensiveness. He's going 1v3 now. And with Lord secured, CG will just go ahead and get ready to go with the Lord.
And now just don't throw, right? You got the Lord. Gary's still there. Yetri is still there. It's unfortunate that Chico and Valens will not be here. And yeah.
They got to deal with that wave in base too.
This should be able to, yeah, he can feather airstrike that one.
Oh, Yi1, whoa, Yi1! With the feathered airstrike, he gets caught standing there. The Lord is still up as well.
So when I say flicker forward, get E1, not exactly how I thought it was going to be, but hey, it happened.
And it was good.
They bought enough time.
And they clear out the bottom lane as well. Great cut by Vel, and great decision by Yi1 as well, not to back off. He just stood his ground so that CG couldn't go for the end.
Oh, I don't know if they're actually going to continue to put pressure, knowing that Yi1's down for another 15 seconds. No flicker available for Valens, so they can't quite force it, but they will get the base turret on the bot. CG sees the win in their sights. Can they actually end it, though? Trying to clear out the minions. DFYG holding on. They might re-engage, or they just take the safe route and let things reset.
I like that CG actually took it slow there because, again, you could easily throw there, and at 19 minutes, that's an instant win for DIAN FENG YAO GUAI. They could just all mid, especially if Lung does not die.
Exactly. Again, the scaling for DIAN FENG YAO GUAI is getting really, really good with
Timing. The longer the game goes, the more important timing becomes.
Yeah. Peel for your backline, Zed. Yi1, Lung, and Superkin are all very vulnerable. If the Lancelot gets back, there's no one to stop him, so at least you need to be using the Revitalize to heal them back up, especially considering Gary, by the time he gets to the backline, he would already have punctured Vel maybe twice, and then Zed once. So that means like stacked up on the War Axe, stacked up on the puncture as well. And that's why you saw Lung also. He couldn't react to it because he didn't expect that much damage. That's something with the Lancelot, right? The longer the fight goes and the more he's able to build up before he gets to you. Once he gets to you, you're popped.
Yeah, and I feel like something that CG has to be careful of is all this Winter Crown. Because worried that they might use everything.
Yes.
And then they just have nothing.
Yeah, and that's why the positioning around this next Lord is so important. You know, and for a while, you got to remember that Lord earlier on, taking down that base turret up top, now plays a part into this next Lord take for CG Esports. But I think, you know, it's almost more so for DFYG not to overextend in a way, not to get a little too overzealous, and at the same time, utilize the defensive options they have here. So that purple will be taken. Gary's got that under control. They're going to make this way to this Evolved Lord.
Knowing CG, they're probably thinking, how do they end the game with the back door?
Look at Valens, look at Valens. This could be it, this could be the winning play.
He might go right wherever Yi1 sets up, yeah.
Oh,
Valens is going to go for it. He gets the G. No, and the kickoff, too. Lung is gone. Flicker not used or anything else. But the fight's still going to be breaking out as Yi1 picks up a kill with a feathered airstrike. But Super Ken is out of the picture as well. And CG Esports will go to the mid lane. They use the flicker out. Yi1, no feathered airstrike with Vel. They're going to wait for this minions to push in, and CG Esports, they'll just go for it. Ye3 tanks up the damage, but Gary can end it here as they go for the sweep, sending DFYG out of M7.